Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Ali from Ali G Art Designs, and I'm just going to do a bit of a series on these small canvases and just some real simple blooms with a little bit of a flower in them. And I'm going to just use different color base and different color top colors and just kind of give a little bit of a beginner's guide to doing Dutch pours, because I know there's a lot of people who struggle with either consistency or just the blowout. But if I work on a small canvas, hopefully something would help you in your journey of doing Dutch pours. All right, first thing I'm going to do with these smaller ones is, instead of putting on cups, I am going to hammer them in. Hammer these pins in, I should say. Sorry, I was looking for my hammer. All right, they're just push pins as you would on a board. If you bang too hard, they will break, the plastic ones. And that way, when I want to pick them up and move them, I don't have to try and put the cups in the right places, so I can just move them. So there we go. That is step one on this journey. All right, I have got a base color here. Hoping you can see all that. It is just straight out of the jar. I haven't mixed it with anything else other than water and Australian Floetrol. Okay, this is Global Periwinkle Impasto colours. So that's what I'm going to use for today's base. I've only got 1 cup, so I know that a cup will be enough for this size canvas. So I have to have enough to to pour a few over my other colors, flood the canvas is what I'm trying to say. But hopefully we've got enough. All right, let's go. Okay, base is done, and a good cover of it, although this does come with a frame, so I don't have to worry too much about the sides. Just giving this a bit of a torch, get rid of all those bubbles that come from mixing and shaking or whatever it is when you're mixing your paints. I always like to start off with white, and I have got the consistency of my top colours are exactly the same as my base colour. So I'm not trying to make that different. I just want it all to work nicely together. If you haven't already seen, I do have how I mix my paint video, which will be in the video description. So the second colour I just put on there was purple, all Global Paints. And this is also a purple, but I mixed it with some metallic white or metallic pearl, just to give it a bit of a glimmer. And then I decided, I have just, to have a bit of a contrast colour, I have just put some of this Pebeo iridescent green blue together, and again that's got lots of shimmer. And then using another purple, again with metallic pearl, but a difference in measurements of each one, just to make it a lighter colour. I've got some Pebeo iridescent silver and some iridescent gold. And finally I'm putting the metallic pearl on, but I'm just putting it around the whole kind of what the top colours rather than on top of them. I kind of hope that it will give it a bit of a glow, but I've got to admit I don't know if I've ever seen it give it a glow, but certainly it does mix those colours in, and it's beautiful in its shimmer. Right, just putting a little bit of extra base colour around the sides to make sure that when I blow it out it does move. And if you find when you're blowing it out your colours aren't moving, it's probably because you do not have enough of that base colour to help it move along. giving it another torch for the extra paint that I put on there, and then we're ready to do our blowout. Now my hairdryer is called Wahl, W-A-H-L. It is a mini designer hairdryer and I love it. Since buying this one, I have felt like I've had so much more control of my Dutch paws. So a lot of times if you're not having success with your Dutch paws, it could be the actual hairdryer. It took me a while. I bought about 3 before I was actually happy with the one that I now use all the time. The blowout turned out beautiful. You can see those colours there, lots of contrast and lots of colours that are just blending in together. It's a very pretty combination of colours. Now I'm just blowing it out a little bit more. I try and avoid blowing it with my mouth too much because it does mean putting my face close to the paint. So I just try and blow it out with the hairdryer a bit more, and if I see the need to blow on it as I'm doing it, then I start blowing with my mouth. When I'm doing my lines, as you can see, I'm seeing with how I blew it out. When I blow it out, I go side to side, but I always make sure that it's picking up the colours when I do that. And then when I put my lines through it, I can see where the little natural flow of the petals show. That's where I put my put the lines through, and that's why it turns out with such beautiful blooms. Hope that makes sense. It's winter here, so I've got a beanie on and it helps to keep my hair from falling in the painting. So just blowing a little bit more. Sometimes it just helps with a little bit more transparency, as you can see. When my head's not in the way, you can just see the transparency show a little bit more on the colours. And this painting, when it dried, did have a lot of transparency come through. I actually thought, what happened to my colour? But I'm not really sure what happened to my colour. But anyway, it still turned out absolutely beautiful. Just like to do a bit of a balloon kiss where all those lines join. It neatens it up, it brings it all together, but then I decided to also add a little flower. Sometimes a balloon kiss turns out nicer than other times, but I decided I would add a little flower down the bottom. So using exactly the same colours in the same order, and just on a little dot, keep adding to the dot, and then I'll get my straw and I blow on it straight on once I've finished with my colours. You can put a cell activator in the middle of all that, and then you can get some nice cells. I did decide not to do that with this one. So just blowing on my straw. It's got a nice wide spout, or no, what is it called? Hole in the middle, so it's easy for to blow through it and get enough air coming through. And sometimes I'll do 5 petals on these little flowers, sometimes I do 4. This time I've done 4. I just use my stick again to bring it in to define the flower part of it. And again, I use my balloon just to bring that in together and to make it a bit neater. I'm happy. All right. So here are the wet results. It turned out beautiful, lots of shimmer, no shortage of it, lots of gorgeous blends. The gold looks amazing against that purple, and so does the turquoise colour. The metallic pearl just made the whole thing glow. Got some pretty cells in that little extra flower. Looks like a pansy, and I do love that. I love these little purple pansies that you see, and I think it really does replicate that a lot. So that's what it's looking like. So here is the first of the simple Dutch pour with some lines to create beautiful blooms coming at you here. Beautiful. I just love the way that turned out. Love the green on it, the glow of the metallic pearl. It's just turned out really, really nice. And I just put a little flower there. Love how that blend of purple and turquoise there. I just think it's turned out really cute and beautiful. It's pretty. So, you know, press like if you like it, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps me. And I've got another 3 of these with different colours coming to you soon. Bye for now.